to the Modern Skein podcast. This is episode 67, and my name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. So thank you so much for tuning in and giving me a big warm welcome back into podcasting. As many of you know, I took kind of a break in 2020. Who didn't really? And so I have just started back up podcasting, video vlogging, whatever you want to call it. And this is my second one. So I am shooting for a weekly goal of doing the YouTube podcasts. So thank you so much for watching. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. And if you aren't a subscriber yet, please, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button. If you would also hit notifications, and then you'll be notified every time a new video uploads. The goal is to have it uploaded either Monday or Tuesday of the week. That is the goal. Sometimes, life gets in the way, but that is the goal that we're shooting for. So again, all my returning viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for sticking around and having some fun with me. So let's get started this week. For one, go grab your beverage. I've got my coffee. It's still morning, I think. Yeah, it's morning. I worked out this morning, and between the humidity and the rain, the hair is just not wanting to dry. So apologize for wet hair, but you may notice it looks different than last week. I know I've already gotten some guff on my live videos. I was like, I did my hair, and people are like, stop with the hair already. I'm like, sorry, my channel, my hair, I love it. Back to my real color, if you will. It's dye, but this is my natural color basically. So back to being me, and I feel good about it. Sometimes you just got to do things, make you feel good. And when that's some at-home hair dye, it works. Okay. This is not a hair... What did the camera just do? That was weird. Hopefully you guys can still see me good. Okay. This is a knitting podcast, so we're going to get back to knitting real quick. Okay, every time I go down, it does that weird thing. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's like it turns it orange. So I'm going to grab my stuff, and hopefully it doesn't do that again. Kind of watching it out of the corner of my eye. It's really weird looking. Okay, no finished objects this week, unfortunately. Yeah, I do have a finished object I'm going to show you guys. I was not finished this week. This was finished last year, but I do want to show it to you guys because we have quite a few color options for knitting this in the same yarn that I knit it. And it's a great kind of season transitioner piece / great for Texas weather / it's a fun knit, and I think everyone should knit it. Even if they don't think at first it's going to be flattering on them, every single lady, no matter the body shape, has made it and loved it. I don't know of anyone that does not love it. Now, some people have made it longer. I'm just going to show it to you because now I'm in this whole thing. So some people make it longer. Some people make the sleeves longer, just kind of to fit your body shape and your body type, but it's amazing. So it is the Gloam Cardigan. Ta-da! Now, I will go ahead and pop this on because that way you can kind of see it on a little bit better. I do have poofy sleeves on though, so. Get it back. So it's a very simple kind of just a layering piece. So oversized dolman style sleeves are kind of bathrobe kimono kind of style, and then simple lapel, and then here on the back. I'll take it off so you can really see the texture going on. But this is knit in pieces. You knit a back and then two front, or right front and left front. Seam them together, which is very easy, and then pick up and knit sleeves and pick up and knit a lapel band, neck band. Okay, so here is the textured stitch. Of course, being on black, it doesn't show up quite as much as it would on another color, but you know I love black. But it's basically, it's just knits and purls. There's no color work. There is a chart, but the chart is very simple in that it's just telling you, are you knitting the stitch or are you purling the stitch? So if you haven't worked with a chart before, this is a great project for that. Like I said, it's very simple, and there's just, I think it's like 50 some odd rows of the pattern, and then it's back to straight stockinette. So it's a very nice pattern to get your feet wet into chart knitting and just kind of getting the hang of it. There's no increases in the chart, there's no cables in the chart, none of that. It's just simple knits or purls. But this is knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Dapple, which is a really awesome DK weight yarn that's 60% merino and 40% organic cotton. So this is the Dapple. We have it in quite a variety of shades. Of course, I'm out of Anchor. That sold out right away. But I do have this, and the cool thing about this is the wool is from Colorado, but the cotton is from here in Texas. So it's kind of a semi-local yarn. So this colorway is called Plinth, which is like a really nice light gray. Really love this one. Of course, we have Natural, so just a nice creamy white. It's whiter than most naturals because of the cotton content, which is really nice. So if you're looking for more of a true, more closer to a true white than cream of a lot of the sheep, it's a nice option. This is Blueprint, so a really nice heathery blue. And all of the colors have this kind of heathered look. Some skeins are more heathered than others, and it's purely because of how the dye takes to the cotton. Cotton takes dye very differently than wool because it's a plant-based versus a protein-based yarn fiber. So yeah, this is Cerise, really pretty kind of plummy mulberry kind of color. This is Honey Crisp, a very bright, crispy, orangey red, perfect for summer. Blaze, this is a great fall option because you've got that true brick kind of color. And then Canopy. Canopy is a really nice soft green. And this is Medallion, really pretty mustard gold. So any of these I have in sweaters quantity for the Gloam. I do have a few other colors available, but I don't have them in sweaters quantities. So that is my little featured project that I wanted to show you guys. Like I said, it's a great, easy to wear piece that's kind of transitional when you want a cardigan, but you don't want full-on sleeves. Just a great layering piece. I love it. I wear this more, I really wear it more than I thought I would, but I do wear this a lot. It's just great, you know. I could see this when we can travel better. I see this as like your airplane sweater when you need a little something in the airport or at the hotel or at the restaurant kind of a thing, you know. Not that everyone's doing that right now, but this is also a really great lounge around your house in loungewear, and you want a little something extra. You don't need a blanket. You don't need a full-on hoodie or sweatshirt or something like this. You just want a little something. You want to dress up to go to the mailbox or to pick up your DoorDashed food. Put this on. That's the kind of piece this is. So hopefully you're inspired to knit it. And like I said, we've got quite a few different colors of Dapple available for you to knit yours in. You do not have to knit it in Dapple. The nice thing about it in being in Dapple is because of the cotton blend, it's very light. It's very, it's just very light. It's going to be great for, like I said, our weather here. And it's not as heavy. However, I've had quite a few people knit it out of DK yarns such as Red Stag Fiber, Merino DK, the Estate DK, or Croft DK. I have a lady that's knitted out of Suburban Stitcher DK, out of Chelsea Luxe DK. You could knit it out of Arbor from Brooklyn Tweed as well. You could knit it out of Hedgehog. My only thing is if it's too speckled variegated, you're going to lose a lot of your pattern in the texture. So I would stick to more of a tonal or slightly speckled yarn, just so that you don't lose all of the hard work that you're going to put into the Gloam. But overall, it's a pretty quick knit. Like I said, you knit it in pieces, simple seaming. Don't let seaming intimidate you, because there are so many good YouTube videos and tutorials. I've posted a couple tutorials actually for seaming the Gloam specifically in Instagram, in the IGTV. So you can go back and find that. When did I do that? I want to say it was around September, maybe October, somewhere in there, when I showed the Gloam seaming. So go back and take a look at that. Now for whips. I don't think I've gotten anything else knit on my Pemberton. It's exactly the same as last week because I've been knitting other things, but I will still show you. Yeah, I need to pick this up this week. I didn't get a ton of knitting done over the weekend like I normally would or hoped I would. I kind of got a headache, migraine, allergy combo, and basically just kind of sat around and didn't do a whole lot. Well, I did a ton on Sunday. I did grocery shopping, I did meal prepping, I cleaned, I did laundry, and then I sat on the couch and slept because Duncan, our cat, kept us up. So many things, but I did not get as much knitting time on the weekend like I wanted to. And I will get good knitting time in tonight because Josh is going off and doing a meeting, and I'm going to sit in my craft room and knit all night. Not all night, because I'm going to get up and do my workout at 5:15 in the morning. Yes. Goals, new year, new you, 2021. Oh yeah. And that was not really on topic, but you know. Okay, what else? Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, also not a single row stitch done on that, so I'm not even going to show that to you again. You can go back and watch last week's episode to see the stripes sweater. It has not moved out of its bag. Not because I don't want to knit it, frankly, because I sort of forgot it in its bag, and I was knitting on 2 other projects this week because with the kind of the allergy headache thingy and just busyness at the shop and busyness at the house and Duncan keeping us up at night. He's decided he likes to wake up now at 4 o'clock in the morning. Seriously. And yeah, it's just been busy, and so I've had small projects to work on. So let me show you for one. This is the Blurry Cowl by Joji Locatelli. I'm pretty sure I showed this last time, but I had not joined in the round. Funny story. I hope I didn't already say this last week. I don't think I did. But I did my first part, joined in the round, did not bother to count my stitches, and realized I had left off 16 rows of a repeat before joining, so it was wildly too small. So I had to rip all that out and then reknit it. Ta-da! So now it can actually fit over your head. Yay! But there's that, and I'm in the stripes section. So my textured section is all done, and now I'm into the stripe section. And I just lost 2 stitches. But you can see it's joined in the round now. Ta-da. And yeah, I just gotta finish the stripe section. I don't remember how many stripes exactly, but do that, and then I switch over to just this color on its own and do a few rows of a little lace design and then bind off. So this one will get finished this week, knock on wood, but that's the progress I've made on that. So this is Farmer's Daughter fiber, the Juicy DK in Sam Elliott colorway, and this is a Mad Tosh DK color. I don't know because I pulled it out of my stash like this. This was back in my way early days of stash acquisitioning when I bought yarn and immediately caked it up and quite possibly chucked the label. You know, we all go through weird phases. So, but you can do any 2 skeins of DK, a semi-speckled, variegated, and a tonal, or you could do 2 tonals, just as long as you have good contrast between the 2. It is a pattern that's in Interpretations Volume 7, however it is also a standalone pattern that you can buy on Ravelry as well if you don't have a way of getting the book or don't want to buy the book itself just for one pattern. If you do buy the book though, there's a Ravelry code in back where you can get the digital versions of the patterns, so you could put them in Knit Companion or your iPad or whatever you use to keep track of all of your knitting. Me, I'm a little old school. Printed patterns for me. For one, I don't really have an iPad. I mean, I have iPads, but they're all here for checkout stations at the shop, so I don't have a personal iPad anymore. When I did download my patterns to an iPad. I also read a lot of books on my iPad. I do have, though, a Kindle e-reader, book reader, paper, whatever they call them. It's not the fancy fire one, it just does the books. Love that. So yeah, that's that. Oh my gosh, I left it at home. Y'all, my really exciting project I left at home. I don't have it to show you. Okay, so we're going to insert here 1812 or something. Hopefully my tech guy can put in a picture. Ding 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 ding. Okay, so hopefully you've seen the picture. If not, use your imagination or go back on Instagram and take a look. But I have been knitting the Snowy Forest by Midori Hirose. Hirose. I don't think there's an A on the end. I think it's just Hirose. And it was it was a sweater published in Laine magazine, issue 10. It is beautiful. They have two versions in Laine pictured, a white kind of cream and a natural color, and then a dark teal where it's a strand of wool and a strand of mohair. Mine is kind of more after that fashion, where I am using a strand of Scout by Kelborn Woolens in the graphite color, which is actually kind of a mid-toned gray, heathered gray, and then one strand of Biche and Bouche Silk Petite Mohair in the black colorway. So it gives a really nice heathered effect to the whole piece. I've done the first two cable increases. I have two more, and then I believe after that then it's split for sleeves. and you do the body and the sleeves. So I've made really good progress this week actually on it. Between when I'm just doing the rows between the cable increase sections, I can do that here at the shop. I can do it watching TV. That doesn't bother me. But the cable increase row, that is, and I normally do not use a cable needle when I do my cabling. I have found because these are so wide and you are making stitches while doing your cables, which sounds really, really complicated. It's not, but if you've never done cables, you might not want to start with this pattern, just saying. But I do actually have been using a cable needle, just so that I don't pop out stitches. Plus I'm carrying mohair, so I don't want to have to fish down and fiddle with it. If I wasn't doing mohair, I probably wouldn't use a cable needle, but it's just a little bit easier in the long run. So yes, that's Snowy Forest, and I'm loving it. Loving. So hopefully we get a picture inserted in here. I have no idea why. Maybe it's just not on my end. Hopefully you guys aren't going like in and out with this orangey glow thing. I've been experimenting with different backgrounds for the podcast, and I don't think this is going to be one of them. But this wall, we'll get to that in a minute. I have one more project to show you. If you do follow me on Instagram, the Modern Skein, then you will have noticed that I posted a picture today, Monday, of a sock. I know, I don't normally knit socks, but y'all, this custom colorway has been calling me for forever, ever since we got it last year. And I broke down and I'm knitting a sock. Ta-da! So you can see I'm past my heel. So this is a toe up with a Turkish cast on, increased to 56 stitches. I like a very snug sock, so I'm knitting on zeros. Yeah, teeny tiny. I'm knitting on zeros with 56 stitches. And it's still loose in some places. I'm so picky with my socks, y'all. This is why I don't knit socks. I have nothing wrong with the anatomy of knitting a pair of socks. It's the wearing of the socks. I was also the child that, you know, your mom puts your socks on, and then I had a mental breakdown because this toe wasn't in the right spot, or it was twisted, or it wasn't pulled tight enough, you know, all the things. When my mom's in here, you can ask her. She'll be like, oh boy, yes. So I will finish this sock. I'm not saying I'm going to make a pair of socks because I already don't like how this fits, because if I was flexible enough and it wasn't so weird, I would put this on my foot and show you guys, but I feel like that would be really odd. But you know what? I am flexible enough. Let's see. The nice thing about doing toe-up socks is that they're very easy to try on as you go. So, okay, it's on. Now let's see how this is going to work. Ta-da! So you can see, hold on. Ta-da! So, there's my foot, heel. So the fit lengthwise is fine. This fit. What I don't like is this extra fabric right here. Now, yes, probably could have remedied, see, oh, gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's nice and snug right in here, and it seems to be doing really good up on the ankle. Get my foot up here. It's just this toe. I probably should have done Probably should have done where you do an increase round, and then for me, I did one plain round. I probably should have done 2 or even 3 plain rounds and then an increase round to taper the toe more. Take it off and show you. So this is the taper. So what I'm saying is if I should have tapered it more like so, it may fit the foot. It would probably have eliminated, see, but next time. Anyway, the heel that I did on mine, because how I like my socks to fit more like a commercial sock, I did a short row heel. I was going to do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I do have the pattern for it. I looked at it, and last night with my headache, I really didn't want to go through the 16 pages, and I was skimming it, and I'm like, this is pretty much, it's not the same, but it's very similar to the short row heel, which I've done before and I liked. So I was just like, the short row heel is easy. I don't have to think about it. And so with my headache last night, it worked out quite well. So this is a short row heel. It's basically just like it sounds. You knit short rows to a certain amount of heel depth and then you knit back. Mine just happened to line up perfectly with the stripe, so I did like that. This single stripe here is going to drive me nuts, but again, probably not going to actually knit a pair of these, and this will just be a store sample. So anyway, this will probably also get finished this week just because I don't have that much left to do. I don't like super high sock. I don't like shorties, but I'll probably knit another, 3 inches, and then do a bind off. And I'll probably do a tubular bind off, or sewn tubular, one of the two for a good stretch. Okay, so that is all of my knitting projects that I brought with me. I did want to show you guys real quick before we go today a couple books that we have in the shop. And well, first off, I didn't even finish this. This is the custom colorway, the Modern Skein self-striping by Night Owl Fibers, Rachel. So we do have this in stock available. We have it both in the fingering weight, which is what I'm using, and so you can see here. And then we also have it in DK as well if you're looking to make more like slipper socks or just a little bit faster slipper sock type pattern. We do have that. They come not in the balls, they come in a hank, but I just hand wound mine for something different, you know? Okay, so see, these, can't talk. These are some books that we have restocked recently or that have just come out. This one has just come out. Nora Gaughan's Twisted Stitch Source book. Y'all, this is such a fun book. There's over 125 stitch patterns in here, and how to do different twisted stitches. It's awesome. Twisted stitches are really fun because it gives you, in some places, very, very similar looks to cables, but also you can do so much more than cables. I'm trying to find one. I'm not going to show you the whole. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And of course the patterns. And she has a whole thing on how to design your own thing, and then there's actual patterns in the back for the sweaters. So look at this. That yoked sweater. Gorgeous. And then there's cardigans. There's hats. A little topper vesty doodad. Oh, see, this would be super cute for down here. Look at that. Just a little kind of shell lightweight, perfect for our summers, and really any time of year, because you could always pop that over a long sleeve shirt. And there's even an eyelet section too, which is super cool. And see, then you can get into really crazy stuff like this, the water lily design. So this is a really fun book to put in your library for you to branch out, or just to knit some of the really cool, I mean, look at this sweater, super cool. And this is that water lily pattern too. So we have the book. It is $29.99. It's a nice thick hardback book, and we can ship that as well. We also have the Friends in Food. This is published by our friends at Laine magazine, and it's a really cool food journal for you to fill out for both yourself and for your friends that you might have over. And then in the back there are recipes. Granny's Friends crisp apple pie, an artichoke spread, lentil soup, pastas, risottos, spinach pie, several salads, chocolate marshmallow popcorn, breakfast rolls. So yeah, this is a fun little book as well to add to your library of fun things. Plus it also makes a great gift for a non-knitter friend. If you know somebody who loves to cook, that'd be a great book for them. Within, which is a really good book by Jane Richmond and Shannon Cook. I've talked about this several times because there's a sweater in here that I really want to knit. It's the cover sweater. It's called Timber. I still haven't knit it, but one day it will happen. Let me find a good picture of it. But there are quite a few, see, like right there, that they might as well just cut and paste my face right there. I love it. Yep, definitely. But there's all sorts. There's shawls, there's hats, there's scarves, all sorts of things. So this is a fun little book. $21.95. Great patterns. Is there a download code in this one? Yes, there is a Ravelry download code as well for the digital versions of the pattern. And then last but not least, we did get in the Amy Herzog Ultimate Sweater Book. If you maybe can't come to the Fit to Flatter class, or you're not local to come to that, this is a great option of learning how to make your sweaters fit you, different ways you can modify them, how to work with patterns, how to do set-in sleeves, just all sorts of things to measure to make sure that you get a sweater. You know, you spend time and money on buying beautiful yarn and finding a really good pattern, and then you knit it and maybe you don't love it. Is it because you picked one that looked great on the model but isn't going to look good on you? Or is it because your gauge was wildly off? Or you should have modified the pattern to be less deep or longer or shorter or whatever? This book is great for you. And of course the class is really great too. Christina really walks you through every step of really making your knits wearable, and I think it's really good for anyone who has knit maybe a couple sweaters and wants to up their sweater game, or if you're kind of intimidated by sweaters but you've been knitting and you know all you got to do to knit a sweater is knit, purl, increase, potentially decrease. That's pretty much, it's still the same basic principles of knitting. It's just the order and the amount of stitches. Same with socks, same with most things, unless you're talking about a specific technique. So coming to either to the class or getting that book or the Cocoa Knit Sweater Method book will really help kind of up your sweater game and make sure that you love all the pieces that you end up knitting. So that's my little spiel for that. The sun is shining out there, y'all. I'm so excited. I hope it stays because it's been so dreary and gloomy. I am a sunny weather kind of person. Give me the sun and the beach and I'm happy. And since I don't have a beach that close, I mean, we have Galveston, which is I'm not knocking it because it is a beach and there's water and it's salty. Gotta have me some salty water. But I need sunshine. And it's been so rainy, so yay for sunshine. Hopefully it sticks around and I can be out in it. So hopefully the weather's nice where you guys are, and if not, you can get a lot of knitting done. I know it snowed quite a bit of places over the weekend, so maybe you're at home and you can get all the things knitted and crocheted, or you have to do laundry, and maybe you can watch the podcast while you do laundry, so you at least can get inspired. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really do hope that you have enjoyed the podcast, and we'll be looking forward to the future podcasts that will be coming out. And if you're not already, like I said earlier, subscribe. We really, really appreciate all the people that subscribe and who get the notifications. Leave a comment below on maybe what you're working on. I'd love to chat with you guys. And of course, anything that you've seen in this podcast, if you want more information or want me to build you a kit or place an order, anything like that, just go to our website or send me an email or an Instagram direct message, and I'll be happy to get back with you. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.